Hi, Ilana and Jamie again, sharing a really crucial tool for relationships today.
Yeah, we want to talk about red lines, which is a big deal. You know, there are the obvious kind of universal societal red lines in a relationship. Stuff that means that you just shouldn't go forward. And if you're already in it, it might really be reasons to step away. Let's say there's real unfaithfulness in a way that neither of you are comfortable with. Violence, abuse, aggression, that type of stuff that people just can't handle. That could be a red line that you can trust your gut on that. It's just, you deserve better. That's not okay.
And they're pretty much universal. Everybody would agree with those red lines as being just untenable. And then there are, red lines that this person will be great for someone else, just not for you, and that doesn't make you a snob. It's just
Right.
your reality. You have some people who need a tremendous amount of space and they need to be gone for a week every month, meditating somewhere quiet because they can't cope otherwise. If you're someone who really needs relationship a lot of the time, that's not terrible for someone else who loves space, but that's going to be terrible for you. So it will be a red line for you, but it wouldn't necessarily mean that that relationship can't work with somebody else.
Right. And then of course there's the really reasonable ones, and they're the ones that I think in a healthy relationship are sometimes forgotten, and it can cause a lot of trouble and become just this huge problem, and it really didn't need to be, because the couple get on really well, and if they just understood this about each other, how to not cross these red lines, then they could create a really beautiful environment for each other to grow and flourish and function.
Yeah, because when we think of the color red, red means stop, right? A red on a traffic light means stop. If you cross this, you're gonna threaten somebody else's safety, and that's what a red line is. If you cross this, you're gonna threaten my safety. And the truth about people is that when we are feeling safe and secure, we are at our best. And when we're feeling threatened and vulnerable, then a really self-protecting, difficult side of us that comes out that doesn't do well in a relationship.
That's really true. When we were first married, Ilana realized, thank goodness,
Yeah.
Ilana realized early on. I think she comes from a background where maybe you could just kind of, if there was a problem, you maybe pull back a little bit and let the problem just kind of peter out. And I need open communication. I try to be a growing guy. I'm doing something wrong, I kind of want someone to tell me. Ilana realized really early on.
No, that's complete torture for Jamie. Silence is total torture for Jamie. It's like literally like hanging a cat out by its hind legs. It's total torture.
Yeah, I can't take it. And she realized, and so it was hard for her, I think. I had a red line, you can't, it's not putting me in the doghouse. It's not about that. That wasn't what it was. It's just, if there's a problem, let's talk about it. Get out and tell me so I can improve. I can't function if I don't know what it is, and it's just well, you should know. I can't play those games. I don't want to be. I can't function.
Even today, if I'm in the slightest bit upset about anything, Jamie will say to me, "Is it me? What have I done?" He needs
Right.
communication, and
Right.
I'm sort of in some ways the opposite. If you get very expressive in your communication, or you get upset, or you shout, you become aggressive, I withdraw like a rabbit. I'm just not safe. I'm not there. And credit to Jamie, he knew that about me, and he really learned to communicate in a way that was completely respectful of my need for a calm tone that wasn't gonna scare me away. And those are our red lines, right?
And I think it's really good for couples to kind of communicate that and to try and understand that. Now, just one little word, and maybe this is a pet peeve of mine, but everyone likes to say that every nuance of their personality is a red line. Oh, I can't function with this, and I can't. It's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to take a little bit of responsibility sometimes for being sometimes oversensitive, sometimes a little bit difficult. You can't. This is who I am, and you've got to. Everyone's got to calm down a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And we've got to grow. We have to grow. So red lines help us step up a little bit and realize, hang on, I'm making my partner feel this way. I can't just be well, that's who I am, right?
Yeah.
It's not true. It's not true. If it's in an area that can be malleable in a relationship that works well, it's a beautiful thing when you grow through that and stop, making your partner feel unsafe.
And the truth is, that red lines are reasonable if you're honest, it works for both of you. Meaning, I knew that it was good for Jamie that I wouldn't, give him the silent treatment, but I also knew it was going to be good for me to learn to be more expressive of the emotions that I would have otherwise just, managed by myself. And I think
and it was great for Ilana to not feel, to be really comfortable and not feel threatened by kind of super expressive. Look how much I move my hands even in these videos, right? I'm a super expressive guy, an intense guy, but it was good for me to also learn how to be more communicative and more sensitive, and to see the other person more profoundly.
And those are the two rules of red lines. You know, number one, they're great for the relationship because it makes one person feel safe, and number two, they're great for the relationship because it brings out a growth opportunity in the other person.
So talk out your red lines with each other if you don't know them
lines.
already, but even better than that, try and figure out your partner's red lines without talking about it, right? See the things that trigger them, that make them feel uncomfortable and unsafe, and make a commitment to yourself, you know, not to cross through them.
Yeah, let's be a blessing in our relationship to each other.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.